Sinking in debt. That's the upshot of today's NDP budget. $71 billion in debt, planning to double Alberta's debt within the next 3 years alone. That's what NDP Finance Minister Joe Ceci outlined in his Red Ink budget today. A budget that will mortgage our future and those of Alberta's children and grandchildren, children that are going to have to pay by 2020 $2.3 billion in debt interest payments. That's money that goes straight out the back door from the Alberta Treasury to bankers and bondholders in interest payments. Money that could otherwise be used to pay for critical frontline services like healthcare and education, or perhaps directed to tax relief for working families to help create jobs. This is a government that appears to be living on a different planet. Nearly over 200,000 Albertans are out of work. Thousands have left our province. Our population is declining for the first time in decades. Over 100,000 full-time jobs have been lost since the NDP has come to office. International investors are fleeing just last week, yet more global oil companies pulling out of Alberta. And what's the NDP's response? Yet higher taxes. Because, of course, starting January the 1st of 2018, they plan to raise their carbon tax from $20 a metric ton by a third to $30 a metric ton. And then, of course, the Premier has made a low-key deal with Justin Trudeau to further raise the carbon tax to $50 a ton. So a tax that they didn't even mention in the last election is going to be the largest tax in Alberta history, but that tax revenue is not enough to offset the huge irresponsible increase in spending by this NDP government, spending up this year by 7.4% over last year. Now let me ask you, how many Alberta families or small businesses have seen their budgets go up by 7.5%? And if you were running a massive deficit in your household household budget, would you be responding by going back to the bank to borrow ever more? Well, that's exactly the strategy of this NDP government. In fact, they plan to continue deficits for at least the next 6 years, and as I said, end up with a $71 billion debt that will mortgage our future. So all of this is yet one more reason why we need to unite as Albertans based on our common free enterprise values, so that we can bring fiscal sanity back to this province and restore the Alberta advantage. That won't happen if we continue to mortgage our future. This weekend, I'm looking forward to the Progressive Conservative Leadership Convention, where hopefully we'll begin the hard work of restoring unity amongst free enterprise Albertans so that we can get our province back on track and renew the Alberta advantage.